So, I really didn't know how to start this video or really what to say. Um, this is, basically the concept that helped me get out of depression when I was depressed for about 3 years prior. I know that when you're depressed, you always have this thought, and there's nothing I can really compare it to except for the God complex. In bodybuilding, the first time you take a cycle of steroids, there's a chance it's based on your personality whether or not you get the God complex, which is basically you feeling like you're better than everyone else. No one else can compare to you. No one can lift as much as you. No one can gain as much as you. That's sort of the same thing when you're depressed, at least for me. No one could ever understand what I felt. No one else could ever know the things that I've seen and the things I've been through. And that is just simply not the case. There are more and more teenagers getting depressed through their middle school and high school years than ever before. And there's a lot of factors involved in that. But that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is the maze. When you're depressed, you're just trapped inside your own mind. That's how I see it. You don't feel like doing anything. You're so just like a buzzing sound that just nulls out everything. And you just focused on the worst things in life and the worst things that happen to you. And sometimes even to the point where if there's nothing bad happening to you, you try to make something bad happen. You try to put yourself in the worst situation possible because that's how you think you're supposed to feel. I've been there. I call that feeling, that situation, the maze. Because you are just lost within yourself and lost within everything that is happening. And it doesn't have to be something current. It can be something from the past brought back up over and over and over. But the main concept remains the same. A maze is hard. But why is a maze hard? All you have to do is find your way to the end. And we think it's hard enough with all of our maze books and our drawings and things like that, where it's like, oh, so much stuff going on at once. But think about it from being inside of that maze. How much harder would it be to find your way out if you didn't have an above view of that maze? That's what depression is being within the maze, being trapped there, I thought about it this way towards the end of when I was depressed. Around 16, that would be 17. I'm 19 now. So it wasn't that long ago. And it really helped me to think about it, that you're in this maze and all you need to do is take a step back, remove yourself, and look down upon the maze, where you can see there's my start, there's my finish, and there's all these things that are all gathered together, and you have to separate them out and be like, okay, this isn't affecting me, or this is affecting me, and this is what I'm going to do about it. And once you observe the world and your own life from the top of the maze, from above the maze, and look down at all these individual things. If you need help with visualizing that, think about it from somebody else. Everyone that I talked to always said, oh, well, things will get better. Oh, you should do this, or you should do that, or things will change if you just stop doing what you're doing. I didn't see it that way, as I was in the maze. But as soon as I took a step back and looked at my situation, either from somebody else's perspective or from above the maze, whichever you want to call it, I realized all of the things that were troubling me were almost nothing. It just poof, disappeared, because I realized that there are things I can't control, or there are things that happened a long time ago that I can't do anything about, and then those diminished, and then after that I realized what I was actually feeling and what I could do to help myself. And that was a long process. That took a while. But it really did help me. And if you're depressed, I really hope that helps. There is another thing, though. I did take medication for my depression, and that, I don't know if it really helped or if it was just like a placebo kind of effect where I took it for a long time, and it just so happened that was when I was coming out of the chemical imbalance, or if that actually helped the imbalance, or I don't know. But I did take medication, and I did have other people. And this is very important. Having other people with you is super important throughout this, because one of the things that I did when I was depressed was try to burn bridges. I would create a relationship with somebody, whether it was a girlfriend or just a friend or one of my long time friends, and I would just burn it, just stop talking to them completely, just say, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve you as a friend, just leave, not talk to them again. And that was a very lonely, horrible time for me. And I think that it's really important that you have other people there with you, whether or not you feel like you deserve it, and whether or not you want it at that moment. It will help you get through being depressed. They'll keep you on track, and they'll be your friend along the way. Just make sure that they know what's wrong, because I would always give little hints. I would always try to have somebody worthy come to me and be like, I see these little things that you're doing. And then for me, that would be, I'd be like writing in a notebook or something, and writing stuff, and then mumble something to myself and see if anybody heard it, or little hints in the jokes I was making at school. Making a joke about suicide or something like that. Everybody would laugh, and I would see if anybody would notice. And no one ever notices unless they've been in that situation or they know. And I think that's why people do it. But you can't go about doing that if you want to get better. You have to be open about it. You have to talk to people. That's one of the first things that I say to people now when I meet a new person is, oh, I was depressed. And people usually say like, oh, their hobbies, or like, sports fan, blah blah blah, things like that. I say I'm been depressed because it explains so much about your character and who you are. It really defines your character. And the people that have never been depressed don't understand. Typically. You can't just walk in on a vlog like that, man. And, now I have a fortune cookie. But you have to engage that conversation, because no one else will, because no one else knows. That's what I'm trying to bring up and get to. It's a really hard thing, and probably one of the worst times of my life. But I don't really regret any of it, because of how it defined me and how much of a better person I am now that I'm not depressed and not feeling these thoughts. And I feel like this will at least help somebody, or make somebody understand what it's like. And maybe you can recognize those small little things that people do, and small little things people say, and you can question them about it, and maybe they're feeling how I did. That's really all I have to say. It's my fortune say. Investigate the new opportunity that will soon become an option. Fortune cookie. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little bit more of a serious video, a little bit more deep. But I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.